So I actually think that this crushing empire, because that's the main way it's described, it crushes everything, it devours it, it crushes it with its feet, and then it devours the residue with its feet. Now, when we look at the Roman Empire, it was, as I said, a revenue collection machine. They conquered rebels, they subdued peoples, but they allowed them to maintain their culture, their language. They allowed the various ancient religions, the exception, the collegium, whatever it was, the exception, where the Jews were allowed to worship their God in Israel. Now that's not a crushing empire. The Islamic Empire, wherever it goes, it crushes, it devours, it erases culture, it erases history. I would say this picture of this erasing entity far better describes the Islamic Empire. You look at what they did when they burst forth out of Arabia. Within 100 years, half of the ancient church, the heart of it was ripped out. All of the great missionary sending cities were destroyed. I mean, you say ISIS is not Islamic. What ISIS is doing, you read the early conquests of the successors of Muhammad, it's identical. The Romans came in because they wanted to collect taxes. The Muslims came in and just killed them and took the women and the money. And so today, what do you have? The residue left throughout the Middle East. What's happening? They are being crushed under feet like crumbs that are left. It matches the description of the Islamic Empire. The Roman Empire was a fairly tolerant empire in terms of ancient history. They didn't want to wipe the people out because they wanted the money to keep flowing back to Rome. So if we're looking at that, and then by the way, it says, in that you saw the feet mixed with iron and clay, it says it will be a mixed kingdom. And the word there used 3 times is Arab. It will be an Arab kingdom. Arav, mix. It's the same word. In the Aramaic, this is not some Bible code stuff, This is the original language. If someone is just reading into the original language, it says, in that you saw the iron, Arav, Me'arav, mixed with iron and clay, it will not mix with the seed of men. It's kind of this cryptic riddle, but it says the kingdom will be an Arab kingdom. This is almost identical to where Daniel reads the handwriting on the wall, and he goes, and your kingdom's going to be divided, Perez, and then it's given to the Paras, the Persians. He names the next kingdom that's coming. And I'm not saying this, but it seems to be if you look at the original language, it is a hint at best that we need to consider. He says it's an Arab kingdom.
Well, you can't reduce